Great. So we discussed about links yesterday and then lists. So see here, let me put a BR here. It's just the same programming which we have discussed on the day you're gone for the vacation. So I was just talking about the href part and the target part and the other thing I told about the internal links on that day, if you can remember that, like internal links is used to navigate within the page, like say from one place to other place, to jump from one to the other. Okay. Now let's see how does this look like on the browser. So I go here to the folder Tutoslive and double click this. Yeah, you see here. See, this is the link. Whatever in blue is a link. So this is a link. This is a link, and these are all the links here. So this is the first link I was talking about here, where the href equal to www.tutoslive.com and target equal to underscore self. Underscore self means open it in the same page. So here's the content or the element on which this link is acting upon. So this is what is shown to me. So whenever I click on this, it will take me to www.tutoslive.com. So that is a link, right? I guess great. So the other kind of link is, I said, internal link. So how do we write an internal link? An internal link. This is an internal link here. This thing is an internal link. So what it does, what it has href instead of like http or any file name is simply a hash and a bottom, it says. So what is bottom? This bottom is nothing but an ID of a link again. You see here ID as I told you on that day, it's an identifier. So this, whenever I click on this particular link, it takes me to that particular link or that particular place whose ID is bottom. So let's see here. Let's go here to the program and see here. When I click on here on the bottom, let's see what happens. I clicked on bottom. See, it took me to the bottom of the page. See, it's scrolled all the way to the bottom. You can see it here. There's nothing after this. So let's go and see in the program. Where did I write it there? I write it here. You see here, ID equal to bottom. So whenever I say href equal to hash bottom, it's looking for a tag, a particular tag which has a an ID called bottom. You got it? So now at the bottom I have written say top here. So what happens? Let's see what when I click on top. When I click on top, look at here, it went all the way to the top of the page. So it's jumping internally. That's what we use the internal links for. Okay, so this is the thing which we have missed on that particular class. I did not talk about that. We have talked about this yesterday. So this is what internal link does. You need not just use links like for this ID equal to bottom. Let me say here, let me use a paragraph tag. Okay, so here I say I give ID equal to last paragraph. I always give meaningful names to everything. So that's the reason we find like very big names. Now here let me write something. Hello, I am the last paragraph of this page. So if you want to see me, click on the link called last paragraph. Cool. So what I really did was like I just gave a p ID equal to last paragraph and I have written something. So let's go to the top here and let me after this PR let me put another link. See, links are used to navigate, okay, but the where should you navigate will be decided by anything else. It need not be a link again. So let's see what happens. Href equal to, I want to go to last paragraph. I don't want any ID here. I say go to last paragraph, and let me give a BR just in case. So I saved it, come here, then let me remove this, refresh. You see here, go to last paragraph. I click here, see, it just jumped to the last paragraph. Okay, so this is where the internal links are used. It got to be a link. It got to be something which I can click. So what can I click? I can only click on links. So that's why they are called internal links. Like whenever I clicked on last paragraph, it right away jumped to the last paragraph. Okay, got their internal links. If you are okay with it, I'll go ahead and explain you the next topic, which is lists. We have discussed about lists, so you can go through the material which I have shared with you, so that it doesn't eat up our time. So list is nothing but which is used to show data in an order form. Yeah, I mean actually with an ID. Uh, let me say let me remove the last paragraph. Maybe it won't navigate. Let us see. I even try. Need not be hash because let us see. Oh no, it should be hash. Yeah, it should be hash. So yeah, hash will say hash may be the reference. So it says like, hey, go to the ID which has this particular last paragraph. Yeah, they are referred with an hash. So you gotta give hash for wherever you want to jump in. Yeah. So you got any questions here? And again, let me or how do we do that? I'll discuss about lists again with you so that you don't have to miss them. So you clear about links? Okay, great. It's all about practice. Again, I say like just keep practicing with random things. Like yesterday, we have done a really good job using links and lists. We combined both links and lists. You can see it here. This is a link. So I've just explained the guys who have attended yesterday's class that how do we use actually the list and links in practical. So yeah, coming to the lists, that too there are like three types of list. The unordered list, which is UL. UL stands for unordered list, and there is one more ordered list which is OL. So I just typed it in the program. You can see it here. Let me go to the top. See here, lists are of three types: ordered list, unordered list, and definition list. See, the name itself says OL stands for ordered list, UL stands for unordered list, and DL stands for definition list. Now you can see ordered list. What does an order mean? Order mean like they have a particular number or some representation saying that serial number. So this thing is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is an ordered list. Like there is some system which says this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. But coming to here, unordered list which has no serial numbers, like say these are like bullet points. So unordered list will not give you any numbering to it, whatever may be numbering or alphabet or Roman numbers. An unordered list will not give you that, but ordered list will give you that. And definition list, as the name itself says, like say you have acronyms here, and sorry, you have abbreviation here and acronym here. So that's what definition list does. Like definition list will have this and a definition which we won't be using anywhere at any time. We'll be using CSS for these kind of things. Instead, like we won't be using definition list. That's what I have told yesterday too. So most predominantly we'll be using unordered list. Unordered list is the most famous list used in today's world. Order list, yeah, they do use sometimes, but it's of no use again. Like order list also, maybe some people may be using it, but this can be done using PHP too, like the order listing using unordered list. So most of the guys use only unordered list. Okay, so lists, three types: ordered, unordered, definition. Ordered will be having some serial numbers sort of things like 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C, D, or Roman numbers, capital Roman numbers and small Roman numbers. And for an order list, you can start from a random number too. Like say you can, if you want to start from 3, 4, 5, you can do that too. An unordered list, there is no order to it. It just displays as bullet points or squares or circles. There are only three types for unordered list: bullets, or say I'm sorry, disk, square, and circle. Also for the definition list, there's one definition part. It's called DT, definition term. Then there will be a definition list in which we write definition term. So that's what I have showed here. You can see here DL stands for definition list, and DT. So what is the term I have to define is written inside DT. So HTML needs to be defined. So that's the definition term, and DT is definition data. Like what does this thing have? It's not necessary to write this. You can write anything. Like say for instance, instead of HTML, I write hello, uh, Mr. Sagar, and I say how are you today? So it's not just, I mean, since the name says definition list, but you can write anything because it's just HTML. So let's see what happens. So it still displays. See here, hello Mr. Sagar, how are you today? You can see it here. So it's not necessarily you gotta write some definition things in there, but you can write anything there. So there's no restriction. But since the name says like it's definition list, I used like some definitions here. Cool. So and I'll show you know they like see here the type. I was talking about the type like disk, square, and circle. So the default is disk. Let me remove this type here. So I remove the type for the unordered list, which is the first one. So I saved it. I go here and let me remove this. See here the default is disk. It's called disk. It's DISC. So I say type equal to I'm sorry, disk. I mean it's default. It doesn't. Oh no, it's DISC. I'm sorry. You see here the default is DISC, like disk is a compact disk like disk, and there is square, so the type can be square too. You see the square here, you can see the squares, the type, and the other one, the last in another list is circle. So I did see, you can see it here, circles. So there are three types, but need not worry about these types because we can do all these types in CSS again. So no need to worry about these types, just go with the default ones, like you don't have to. But if you really want at this stage, if you want some variation, like say I don't want like disk, I don't want like circle, you can definitely go for the type, or else I suggest like just go with the default types. And coming to the order list, I said the types here. You can see here for the unordered list, for the ordered list, I said type equal to I. Let me say type equal to 1. The default is numbers again here. You don't have to specify type if you want numbers. So you can see it here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ordered list, the type equal to number. So I say again type equal to A. Let's see what happens if I say type equal to A. I refresh here. You can see it here, ABCD. It says ABCD. I can give capital A also. Let's see what happens. I go here, see here, A, B, C, D. So like such, I can do, change my types here. Now let me say the type is number, but there is one more attribute for the order list called start. This is only for numbers. Let me say I don't want it to start from 1. Let it start from 100. So I go here, I say start equal to 100, then I just refresh. Now you can see here it starts from 100 instead of 1. So this what happens with list, ordered list and unordered list. Okay, so this is what we have discussed, and I was discussing about a practical example, like how do we link external websites into our web page. You can see it here. See, this Facebook, Twitter and Quora and Pinterest are external links. So I just put it there and I click on something. It takes me to that particular link, Pinterest. So I clicked on Pinterest. It has nothing over there. Just you can see here href. This is what is important. Href is www.pinterest.com, and I gave target equal to blank so that it opens in the next tab. I don't want it to disturb my present page, so I gave it as open in a new tab. So that's the reason I gave target equal to underscore blank. Yeah. If you have any questions here, you can stop me and I can answer you. Great. So that is about list, and here we have done one more, like I asked like some of the students like what's your favorite movies, and these are like four guys gave me this. So I just made them links, like if I click on this Wolf of Wall Street, it takes me to IMDb page and to that particular movie. See, you can see it here. So how did I give that? I did nothing. I just copied that particular URL and pasted it in this href. You can see here again the target equal to blank. So there's nothing, no magic over there. Like just I gave the href, and if I even see for this we gave like Wikipedia links. Like it takes me to the Wikipedia page. So you can see here I just copied the link and pasted there. So it takes me to the cast, like the heroes Wikipedia page. So yeah, that's what we have done yesterday, an example. I'll share that, but this file with you on Dropbox if you have a Dropbox account, or I'm working on the coding part. Actually, I'm revamping the website. Like sublinks in a sense. Which ones? What do you mean by exactly sublinks? Like oh, you mean to say the link which is below this Wolf of Wall Street? You mean to say? Yeah, I mean it's a list actually. See here, I'll show here. See, okay, I did not discuss about the HTML comments. So if you want to comment something in HTML, okay, you can use this particular tag, which I will be typing here. So this particular tag, an open bracket. Let me go to class here. Yeah, I got it. I got your question. So if you want to use comments in HTML, comments. This is how you write a comment. An open angle bracket, an exclamation mark, and two hyphens. Then whatever the comment you want to write, put it in there. And again, if you want to close the comments, like if you want to end your comments here, so this is again like you do the reverse, like put the hyphens, two hyphens immediately followed by the close bracket. So this is how you write comments in HTML. So let me write a comment here saying this is first list. I say unordered list. So here the unordered list started. Okay, so what I have done is like inside the list element. So I did not talk about the list element. Every list tag has a list element which has to be written inside the list item tag. So whenever, if you want a list to be inside this UL, you got to write it inside the li tag. So a UL has a li tag inside, and so for that purpose, like UL, I have opened UL here, and I said like, hey dude, this whole thing is a list item for this particular UL. This is one of the list item. See here, whenever I click on this, it gets activated. So that means like this whole thing is inside that list item. So what I've done is like I have given a link here with the movie name. You see here, this is a link of the movie name, and along with that, inside the list item, I opened another list, another unordered list, saying, I'm nesting a list inside a list. So I have nested a list. That's the reason you can see like multiple a link under a link. So here, this is a list actually. This is list, and the whole, see, you can see this order, this particular indentation, like this circles here or the disk here, this is under one UL, whereas you see these circles here, these two are under another UL. So I have nested a list inside another list. So that's the reason the links appear like this. Everything is an individual link, but I have made them in a way that they appear underneath, like they are like just inside this particular Wolf of Wall Street. So to clear the confusion, let me go and type another thing here. So let's say due date. So I want to know the cast of due date. So let's go here. I click on due date. So it's yeah, Robert Downey Jr. and some Zach. Let's put. So I want to put Robert Downey Jr. under the cast. So let's go here. I'm opening another UL here. You see here a list inside a list. So the first guy here is Robert. It's Downey or Downey? It's Downey. I don't know, every time I confuse this guy's name. I'm sorry, it's Downey. Great. So let us make a link for this guy too. Yay. Href equal to and I always give target equal to underscore blank, because as I said before, I don't want to get disturbed. If it loads in the same page, I feel like it's disturbing me. So let's find his link in Wikipedia. So I search here Robert Downey Jr. So this is his link. See here? Yeah, this is his link. So I go here and paste it in href. So let's go back to our program. I'll refresh it. Now see, it's just a link, a list. See, this is a list item under which this is another list item. So that's the reason you see them side by side. So whenever I click on here, it will take me to his wiki page. Yeah, so it's like nesting of lists. So that's what we are doing over there. So it makes some sense when I list inside when I put a list inside a list, so that I can make some differentiation. Like, hey, this particular movie has this particular cast. Now I can put another list inside this list. For instance, say let's say DiCaprio has a date of birth. Let's see what's his date of birth. November 11, 1974. So I want to make it as a list again. I want to list all the things which belong to DiCaprio. Belong in the sense like his birthday. So I open another UL here, or let's open OL instead of UL, because we can list any list under any list. So oops, OL. So again another list here. I say date of birth. What was the date of birth there? November 11, 1974. 11, 1974. So I want to put again one more information of DiCaprio. What do we put? His place of birth, let's say. Where did he? What's his place of birth? Los Angeles, California. Let's say. Oops. So I say place of birth, Los Angeles, California, USA. So let's see what happens over here in the program. So I just saved it, refresh. Now you can see here DiCaprio, it's an ordered list this time. So it's 1 and 2. You got it? So it's like nesting of list. This is like three lists. This is the first list, this is the second list, and this is the third one. Now let's say let me take this to the Los Angeles official website. Let's see. Let me Google it. Let's see. Oops. Yeah. Here you go. lacity.org is the official website of Los Angeles. So I copy this and I make this as a link. A href equal to this and target equal to underscore blank, and just the Los Angeles part. Let's say let's make a link there, and just be like that. And let me change this to UL instead, or instead of OL, because I don't find UL to be more user friendly or eye friendly. So I save the program over there. I just let me close all the extra pages here. Oops. Something. Okay. We got stuck. Fine. So I refresh here. Let's see what happens. See here, this has been a link again. Now see, you see the order here. This is the default disk. This is a circle, and this is a square. See here, and when I click on here, it takes me to the official website. So that's how, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's how we do that or listing. Okay, so that is about the listing part, list under list under list. So it's pretty cool if you keep on practicing. Say this is really helpful when we go with the real time projects. Like we use list for a lot of things. Okay, so this is what I'll be sharing this document. You just fill the rest of the details, like say follow this order, like durate this particular cast, Hunger Games, then Nuno Codine. So like such you can list them and put some links wherever it's needed. So you can do that exercise for a practice. Okay, no, see, this is what the default behavior I said. Inside, these are list inside. So hey, what the browser does is like, hey, I gotta show some variation. So let me follow an order. Like the default is disk, and then if it sees another list inside this particular list, it will make the default type as circle. Then again, it has seen another UL inside this list item. So it assumes like, okay, there is another list which is nested inside this particular list. So let me put the type as square. Now let's see what happens if I again go inside this. So inside this, I'm putting another list. Let me put UL. Oops. Hey, UL. Then li. Let's say what we can list. Nothing. Let me put my name, or let me put Tutoslive. So let's see what's the default behavior here again. So say edit, refresh. Oops, where is it? You see here? So Now the default behavior is square. So whatever I do type in it. This is the last type which another list has. So it keeps on doing as square. Okay, it's a default behavior. It's not we did not give anything over there, any type over there. It's the default. Okay, so the rest of the things I'll leave it as an assignment for you guys. So you can just I'll be sharing the same file, or you can type the whole file if you want. It doesn't matter for me as long as it's your patience level. So if you want the file, I'll be sharing the file. How do you want to do it? Yeah, cool. After the class, I'll be sharing on Dropbox, just to your Gmail ID, whichever you have registered with. So that is it. Okay, now let's go jump into tables. What tables are exactly? We'll see more practical about tables. Okay.